Hello, welcome to Soul Fitness Divas. Okay, waist works. It's been 2.5 years. I started juicing in January of 2011, and it is now June of 2013. And this has taken work. There's been a whole lot of setbacks along the way. So many setbacks. I mean, arthritis setbacks, back injury setbacks from when I lifted a patient and I injured, I injured my back, and I ended up with a back strain. That flaring up, up and down, up and down, up and down. The knee arthritis, I would make these great gains, and then, I'd fall, and it just, same thing. 2.5 years of that. And, I've been talking about depression and anxiety and dealing with your stuff, a lot of childhood trauma just at middle age. Now I understand when they're talking about, that middle-age crisis. It happens to a lot of people, and it also happens to be, astrological a lot of the time. And I went through some serious, times and seasons. It kind of, is in sync, with the Bible's times and seasons, and, valleys and trials, and it just, the whole Saturn thing, which maybe most of you don't understand, but for those of you who understand astrology, I'm not talking about the Sunday paper, entertainment stuff. I'm not talking about that astrology, but it actually used to be it was considered science until psychology came along, and there are psychologists out there who actually use astrology to help their patients. It's like a personality thing, understanding the different aspects, the different compartments of a person's life, their roots, their financial personality, just all the different parts. But anyway, when you have planets that go moving through the different parts on your natal chart, the time when you were born, it can be a marker for, trials and dark valleys and the dark night of the soul and all of that stuff. It's something that, I've been actually studying for like about 5 years now. But each of these hits that I've taken just happen to coincide with those astrological transits. It's really, amazing how that is. And then at the same time, I've got different ministers, emails coming to me every day, and those scriptures, are in sync with the astrological that's going on at the same time too. It's really wild. But back to Waist Works, I'm calling it that. Maybe I'll title the video Waist Works. It has been a hard 2.5 years. Going from 173 pounds to, I don't even weigh myself anymore. I just go by how my clothes fit. I don't even pay attention to the pant size anymore, because one thing I learned from my guru, Susan Powder, is that, first of all, fat makes you fat, okay? Food does not make you fat. Fat makes you fat. I learned from my guru something that I already knew, but you've got to move. You have to move in oxygen. That just means that you are moving enough where you're taking in enough oxygen to be burning fat, and you're not just, kind of just walking real slow and just, this is your workout, or you're on the treadmill and then you're hanging over and you just, you've got to be standing up and making yourself work on that treadmill, and, you have to make your steps deliberate while you're on it. If you're out walking, you've got to just, pick up the pace and, speed up. I mean, if you're tired, not tired, oh, I don't feel like working out, but I mean, if you're tired because, you really are drained and you need to rest, then, you have to gauge that. But, make sure that your workouts, that you're working. and you're not, taking a vacation during your workout. So you've got to watch what you eat. Fat makes you fat. If you're doing the whole raw thing, that's seeds, nuts, avocados. Yes, eat those things. But if you're trying to lose weight, it's probably not the best place to be all the time, on your raw food journey. If you're eating a whole foods diet, then, you want to watch out for, the oils and, the other fats that you may be taking in. Just really keep it to a minimum and keep it, vegetables, beans, just your vegetables, sweet potatoes, whatever you do. But make sure you're not, even with the coconut oil and the other good high heat oils, I believe almond oil, correct me if I'm wrong, is one of those oils where you can actually fry things. But make sure you're not using too much of it, because it will land on your behind. It will land on whatever trouble area you have. That's where it will go. With me, it's my stomach first and then my thighs second. So basically, during these trials, I've had times when I couldn't work out, and I just watched what I ate. And, I did continue to do, leg strengthening exercises while I lay in bed, or, hanging against the wall here, holding onto the wall, and, working my abductor muscles, my adductor muscles, that's your inner and outer thigh muscles, and at least keeping the muscles conditioned to some degree. But, yeah, it's been 2.5 years. Another thing I want to mention is that when I was in the hospital, that 8-day forced fast that I did released a lot of fat. It really is true. It's not like the Atkins diet where, you're restricting, you're only eating meat and then your body is feeding on muscle instead of really burning the fat. I mean, it burns the fat, but it also feeds on your muscle as well. But, with fasting, your body, it really does release a lot of fat, and that made a huge difference. And when I started eating again, I kept it low fat, high plant-based, and, when I was strong enough, I got back to walking again, and, 2.5 years later, this is the result. I mean, you saw my, if my video about that where my shirt blew open and my C-section scar uploaded, then, you know that I'm not going to be able to get the plastic surgery. I have to accept that, I have to accept reality. Everybody doesn't live in Hollywood. Everybody doesn't have the kind of money to go run into a plastic surgeon, and I'm thankful that I got my waist back, because I'm talking more. And if you watch the video here, at the very end of this video, click on it, and you'll see my before and after slideshow that I did. And I made a lot of progress since that time. And here I am. It's June 2013, and, I've got, if I up the weight training, like I said, I'm still healing. I'm still healing. If I up the weight training, I'll be able to lose trouble area fat, which again, if the video uploaded, you saw that, not only was there the scar, but there, was also fat tissue that I want to get rid of. That's my goal, but my main goal right now is just being well and using my energy to heal and to recover from, just certain issues and processes I need to go through, because I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to go ahead and close the video. 2.5 years. You have to be determined. You have to be committed. It has to be about how bad do you want it, and you have to keep feeding yourself, whether that's watching YouTube videos, whether it's reading, what you choose to watch on television. Keep yourself, feed your mind encouragement and uplifting. And, just keep going. Do what you can. If you're going through an illness, Well, if you have to rest, then you have to rest, but you can control what you eat. And I know that depression is hard. It's hard to do that, you know, to stay away from the cake and the goodies, you know, when you're depressed, but, you know, you're going to have to find some kind of support, you know, whether that's through prayer, through meditation, through other people. Sometimes you're going to need to be by yourself and just be with you and your higher power. You know, whatever you need to do it. And it's more important what we're eating than our activity levels, actually. And I'll do a video on that next time. The dogs are going nuts. I got to let them in. You honor your temple, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.